In this file, we have written one place single click, another place double click, another place mouse down. Mouse down, how it will work? Mouse down will work like left click will also work and right click will also work. From mouse, any of the keys is getting pressed, that will consider as a mouse down. It can be your laptop touchpad left click or right click. Any click you do, it will consider as a mouse down. So we can see how the mouse down will work. Let's go here, run the page, click on left click, will also work, right click will also work. When I do the left click, then also event is getting fired. When I do the right click, then also event will get fired. That is called mouse down. It will work in both the click, left click and right click. Left click will also work, right click will also work. That is called mouse down. Left click as well as right click. Okay, that is called mouse down. Next we have left click will work, right click will work, event will remain same. That is called mouse down. Next we need to work, that is called on mouse enter. On mouse enter. As soon as the mouse will enter under the particular area, as soon as the mouse will enter under the particular area, the event will get fired. Okay, the event will get fired. That will be called as a mouse down. No, that is called mouse enter. That will be called as a mouse enter. Now go here, create a button, give the button call event. You can give on mouse enter. On mouse enter equal to function 1. We can do here enter your mouse here. Enter your mouse here. Enter your mouse here. Now after that, run the page, and when we go here, you can see once the mouse pointer will touch the button, see, button touch, alert happen, function got called. I'll press OK, then my mouse is inside. If I am moving the mouse inside here and there is no any kind of event getting fired, because event is written on mouse enter. When the mouse will try entering under this particular area, then event will get fired. For example, if I come out, no problem at all, event will not fire. Event will not fire. But once my mouse will touch the button, and see here, if you touch the button, event got fired. That is called on mouse enter. As soon as the mouse will enter, the event will get fired. Let me go here again. See, as soon as I came here, now my mouse pointer is here inside. If I go here, there, no problem. So that is called mouse enter. As soon as the mouse will touch the area. As soon as the mouse will touch the area, alert will get fire. And after that, whichever the functionality we write under the function will get called, and whichever the functionality we write in JavaScript, that will happen. Next event we have on mouse out. On mouse out. Move your mouse here and go out. Go out. Bring your mouse here and go out. That is called on mouse out. When the mouse will come inside, okay, how that work? Let's check once. We'll go in the browser. We'll get one button. In the first button you saw, when the mouse will enter inside, alert will get fire. That is called mouse enter. Mouse enter. That is called mouse enter. Next, after that, the next event we have. That event says, like, when you come inside, you will not see the event is getting fire. Event will not fire if the mouse will come inside. Okay. If the mouse will come inside, event will not get fire. If the mouse will come inside, event will not get fire. When the mouse will go out, when the mouse will move out, then alert will get fire. When the mouse will come inside, no problem at all. It's not calling the event because our event is on mouse out. When the cursor will go out of the button, then alert will fire. You saw here. So when the mouse coming inside, no problem at all. When mouse is moving out, then event is getting called. That is called on mouse out. Okay, see, mouse down, left mouse down, then mouse enter, mouse out. These all events used to do for the analytics work. Inside the page, what are the user did right click. Inside the page, what are the user have move the mouse on this particular button. Okay, what are the user has done particular activity. So this all will be taken care. This all kind of functionality. People, suppose you go to the Flipkart and click on a product, or maybe move your mouse on the product, or maybe you do the right click somewhere. Now their abuse management team, their analytics team want to know how many users had done the right click today in the website. So they will get to know using the on mouse down event. Using on mouse down event, they will come to know how many user was there who has done the right click in the website. Okay, how many user has done the right click in the website. Okay, next after that, we can see the next functionality, that is called on mouse int. This one on change. On change. on change. On change. So we can go here and we can write a on change, and this is especially for select box. On change we will be using in the React also. On change event is those events that get fired on every activity of user. Whether you are typing something, you selected any option, you check the check boxes that get executed almost many times. Okay, so let's go ahead and on selective call here. On change event we will get call function one, and here we will keep the options. So when the user will change the option, when the user will change the option, then this will get fired. Okay, hope ready. Let's see now how it is happening. Okay, hope written. We'll come to the browser. We'll run this file and see what is happening. It says whenever you change any option from the drop down, this is the option. When I change from here, suppose I selected Bank Mumbai, alert should get call. When I change Mumbai, alert will get call. When I change it Pune, alert will get call. Correct. So on change event is, this is called a on change event. Okay, hope working on change. Next, after that, in the same file, come down, write the h1 and keep there JavaScript keyboard events. Keyboard event example. Come down below, write another text box. Paragraph wise we can use so that all will print in the new line. This is called on key press. On key press. Input type equal to text. Input type equal to text. Value equal to suppose apple. On key press equal to call a function to. Inside the function to pass this dot value, the value of current element. The value of current element. The value of current element will go to the function 2. Function 2 is not ready. We have to write it. So let's go. We'll write a function called function 2. Function 2 we can write here as a parameterized function. Function 2 is going to get the value from text box as input. Okay, now we'll do the alert here as input. Okay, now how this is going to work? See here. Once we enter any value under the text box, any key press will happen. As soon as any key will get pressed, what will happen is, as soon as we get any key will get pressed, the value of the text box, it's written here this dot value. This keyword will point to the current element. This keyword will point to the current element. Okay, this keyword will point to the current element. Now what will happen is, as soon as you press any key, okay, as soon as you press any key, the value of the current text box, the value of current text box the value of current text box will be sent to function 2 using this dot value. So when we press the key, what will be the current value? Apple will be the current value. Apple will go to the function 2. Function 2 will receive the apple in the input variable, and after that one alert will come, and that alert will give us the, okay, what the value is entered by the user, which value is entered by the user. Now let me come to the page and let's show you how it is going to happen. When we go here and press any key, see, as soon as you press the key, event got called, and under the event, under the event, under the event, the current value got passed to the function. M I have pressed, so M was not coming under the alert. Now I'll press MN. Apple M will come as an alert. The current value, whichever the current value is available under the text box, that value will appear under the browser. That value will appear under the browser. The current value. The current value is going to appear under the browser. Okay, the current value is going to appear under the browser. That is called this dot value, the current value. When it happen, as soon as we press any key. But current value, whatever the value you are pressing, it will not pass. Suppose I'll press the 9. You can see 9 will not come in alert. 9 will not come. Apple MN will come. 9 is the current value. It's still under the process. The present value will go. Whichever the correct current key you have pressed, that will be under the process. It will not come under the alert. Now 9 is there. Let me go here. Now I'll press here college 8. You will say Apple MN9 will come. 8 will not come. The current value. Similar one more event we have. You can check that. That is called on key down. On key down. On key down. You can check. This also looks similar. This also looks similar. Similar like key press. Similar like key press. Hope you check that. On key press. Here we can write on key down. Change the event as on key down. It looks same like key press. Okay, now come here and see how that look. When I go here, if I press any key from here, some specific key combination may not work, but whichever the ABCD plus 0 to 9, 1 to 10, maybe some special character, all the key will be doing the same behavior. When we press the key, the current value will not come. Which value was present there, that value will come. Right? On key up is different. On key up is different. On key up is different. Let me see how on key up works. So we'll go here. See, on key up. We need to add one more here. On key up. On key up. Apple is there. Let it be. Come here. On key up. On key up. In this, you check once. Are you finding any difference or not? Even I will guide on that. Any difference?
Hello.
No difference? Okay.
Hello sir.
Yeah, tell me.
सर यहाँ पे जो ऑन की पे जो टू है, टू तो एक फंक्शन है यहाँ पे, और जब किसी फंक्शन के अंदर दिस को कॉल करता है तो विंडो को डिनोट करता है, तो भैया दिस दर वैल्यू इसको कैसे डिनोट कर रहा है सर, ये तो समझ में नहीं आया।
Value of current element.
ये जो
Value
फंक्शन
of
पे
current
दिस करते
element.
हैं तो विंडो को डिनोट करता है, विंडो को लेट करता है।
This का मतलब विंडो कहाँ होता है भाई? This meaning is current. You sometimes use no, this is not working. Use this is not working, right? Sometimes you say computer is not working, but sometimes you say this is not working. So that meaning your computer is not working. Particular computer is not working. You will say mouse is not working, or you will say this is not working. That means particular mouse is not working. So here this meaning is not the window. Here this meaning is the current object. Current object is those objects where the user are interacting. This meaning is never window represent. This will represent to everyone. This will represent to particular one. So at this point, this meaning the value of current element, not the value of window. Okay. Okay. Let's go next then. Now what we have is, we have here called on key up. We need to find out. When we go here and press anything, suppose I press as 8, you can see 8 will come in alert. Okay. Will press as a 9, you can see 9 will come also as alert. This is taking the current value plus old value. Both the value is taking. It's taking the current value plus old value, both the value. But in the previous case, it was taking only the current value. It was not taking the those value that is under the process. No, you can say it was taking the old value. So now suppose in this page I am into, I can say old value is apple. I press as a 9. So 9 becomes a current value. So current value plus old value both comes under the alert, in which case on key press. But on key down, on key up, on key down and on key press, both value will not come. On key up will give you the current value plus old value. Now how that works, let me go here. And I will press the character 8. 8 I pressed and I am holding it. Till I am holding the key, the event will not get fire. Till I am holding the key, event will not get fire. Okay, when it will get fire? Once I leave it. See, once I will leave it, all the value will come together, whichever was under the process. Because the key was pressed and continuous value was getting input to the system. As soon as I leave the key, as soon as I will leave the key up event will fire, and then the communication will happen from the your HTML to JavaScript. Let me reload once and show you again. I will press the B. I will hold it, right? Once I will leave that key, then it will come. So on key press represent as soon as your key is going down. On key down also represent the same, but on key up will say after pressing the key, your value will get passed to the JavaScript. Your value will go to the HTML, and then from there, once you leave the key, your key will start coming up. When the key will start coming up, at that time the event will get fire. At that time the event will get fire. Okay. So hope you are clear. Now let's come. We have some more event. One event we have that is called on key, not on key, it's on focus. Okay, on focus. As soon as your cursor will come into the text box, as soon as the cursor will come into the text box, what will happen is alert will start coming. As soon as the cursor will come into the text box, alert will start coming. Means function will get called. That like this. On key or maybe on focus, on focus, on focus. On focus. Now this dot value, let it be same, everything let it be same. On focus. On focus. Check now, you will find continuous alert will come as soon as your cursor will go under the text box, automatically event will get called and it will not stop also. But it is also useful. It's not like useless, it's useful only. Okay, I'll come to the browser and let me show you. When I go here and click here, event will get called. Event will get called. After that, event will not allow. Event will not allow very quickly because cursor is there only. Your cursor will be pointing to the particular text box. See, cursor is pointing to the particular text box. Right, so we can reload the page and then this error will get, alert will get break. Come down, write the next call, on blur, on blur, on blur, on blur. What it says, on blur says like when your cursor will come in, no problem at all. Event will not get fire if your cursor is coming inside, if your cursor will come inside, event will not get fire. When the event will get fire, if the cursor will go out, if the cursor will go out, then event will get fire. That is called on blur. When the cursor is being unfocused. When the cursor is being unfocused. Okay. When the cursor will become again unfocused, then alert will get fire. Save now. Let us check how that works. Come to the browser. You will find in browser you will find while typing when we enter nothing happens. But when I click outside, you can see alert came. When we click outside, then you saw alert came. Go again. Do something here. Click outside. Alert will come. Right. Click outside. When the cursor is going out, okay, when you come inside, no problem at all. When the cursor will go out, alert will get fire. Okay, so hope you are clear on that. Right, next after this, we have an event called onload. Onload. Whenever your page will load, onload event says whenever your page will load, whenever your page will refresh, simple you can say, whenever the page will refresh, whenever the page will refresh, this alert will get fire. Okay. Not alert will get fire. Any event we can call onload. Whenever the page will load, any event we can call onload. Okay, save it and come up. We have a body somewhere, body tag. In body tag, onload equal to, you call a function, give the function name equal to same function 2. Now inside the function 2, you pass a parameter called welcome back. So whenever you, but it should be in the single quote. A string should be in single quote. Whenever you call the function, whenever you call the function, alert will happen. Whenever you reload the page, simple. Whenever you reload the page, function will get called, and once the function will get called, it will give a value. We can check once. Let's come to the browser, reload the page. Every reload, whenever we reload the page, it will say Whenever we reload the page, it will say welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Every reload, right? Let me reload again, saying as a welcome back. So hope working similar. Okay. After that, we have one to more event that is called on submit. So on submit, we are going to study once we come under the form validation. We have a separate topic of form validation. While learning the form validation, we are going to implement that. Which one? On submit. The next point is to discuss, that is this one. Let me open the file and show you what is the next level to discuss. Next level of discussion is this one. Okay, JavaScript want to send some value to JavaScript want to send some value to HTML. HTML want to send some value to JavaScript. JavaScript want to send some value to HTML, and HTML want to send some value to JavaScript. So how that will happen? What property we need to use? Okay, what property we need to use? That is the next discussion. Create a next file, data binding 2.html. There we will understand the difference of inner HTML and inner text. Inner HTML and inner text. Create the next file, data binding 2.html. There we will understand the difference of inner text and inner HTML.
Hey, hi, Archana here. Can you please go to once the page mouseevent.html
Which one?
for a minute? On mouse. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, next file, data binding 2.html. Under the data binding folder, we can start from HTML. We'll follow the sheet again. script will be there. Below body will come. Okay, after that, inside the body will write one center tag will follow, so everything will print in the middle, and then h1 javascript and html dot inner text and dot inner html example. Inner text and inner html example. Inner text and inner html example. Create two button. One button is the inner text button, inner text. One more button is the inner HTML. First button click, you will call function 1. Second button click, call the function 2. Right below BR, write a division ID equal to something container. Keep inside as a node. Okay, writing. Okay, let's go now. Write two function. Function 1 for the inner text and function 2 for inner HTML. Function 2 for inner HTML. Now inside the function one, we can keep a alert here first. Hi and hello. We will run the page, and after button click, you can see hi hello is coming or not. Both the buttons should be functional. Alert is coming. Check once. Now difference of inner text and inner HTML. We have to understand through a variable. So on button click, I can see here hi and hello. Let us go inside now. And in JavaScript, inside a function, if you create a variable, in JavaScript, inside a function, if you create a variable, that will be called as a local variable. But if you create out of the function, then it will be called as a global variable. For example, if I create a variable called data equal to h1, welcome JavaScript, close the h1, open a paragraph, you are too good. Close the paragraph. Right after that, in the last is a working also. Then after that, close this double quote. So this becomes a string completely. That is holding the this becomes a string that is holding the Java HTML code. Become a string that is holding the HTML code. Okay, next after that, this data variable can be used by the function 1 and data variable can be used by the function 2. Why both the function can use? Because it is defined out of the function. If the data is inside the function 1, only function 1 can access it, function 2 cannot access. But we made the variable outside, so function 1 also can access and function 2 also can access. Both the function can access easily. Now let's come inside, remove the alert and write a line here called document. Document represent your current window. The document represent your current page completely. from the start of the HTML to end of the HTML, each and everything of this file will be come under the document. Okay. Now, inside this document class, there is a function called getElementById. Get element by ID. Under which class? Under the document class, there is a function called getElementById. What this function will do? This function used to search element in current page by ID. So suppose if I give here called container. So getElementById function will check in current document container is exist or not. As a what? As a ID, not as a only tag. Container must be a ID of a element in current window. So what the getElementById function is doing? GetElementById function is going to search in current page. Is there any element whose ID is container? If yes, then using inner text property of JavaScript, send some content in that. Equal to operator, you understand, it is for assignment operator. So under the element called container, using inner text property, it is going to send some content that is under the data variable. If container found, then only assignment will happen. If container is not found, then assignment will not happen. Let me copy and paste here. Inner value, not inner value, inner HTML. Do the same here. Is a camel case, getElementById. You have to remember the case also. Okay, hope ready. Check now. Are you finding any difference? Let me guide you. We'll go here. Inner text works like the text only. See what will happen. When we click on inner text, the H1 will display like the H1. H1 will display exact like as H1. After that, paragraph will display complete as a paragraph. Okay. But when you click on inner HTML, H1 will consider as H1 and the paragraph will consider as a paragraph. Okay. Inner HTML property will parse the JavaScript. It will parse the HTML code into the browser and display the output of particular tag. Inner text will just treat all the element whichever you are putting like a text only. It will not consider as any kind of HTML element. It will consider like a HTML. It's like a text, and it in the browser it will display like a text only. Right? Hope you saw that. Working similar or something else? So inner text meaning is what? It send the data in the form of text. Inner HTML meaning what? It send the data in the form of HTML. That two difference. You are going to write when we want to display only any kind of text message to the user without any kind of tag and all, we can use the inner text. Like suppose HTML tags are there, paragraph, H1. So if you use the inner text, it will display like text only in the browser. But if you are using any kind of, if you are using any kind of HTML tag, then you must have to use the inner HTML property. Using inner HTML property, it is going to parse the inner HTML code and display in the browser. Else it will just display like as a text only. So that will remember everything. Next example will create. Next example will create. That will be combination of combination of dot value as well as inner HTML and inner text both. Data binding to. Anyone error? Shall I share the code?
So, sir, here document is the object, right?
Document don't say as a object because you have not seen the class yet now.
Okay, okay.
If you understand the class, then we can say the object. Document don't consider very high-fi level anything. Consider the document is nothing but is a class name that represent your current page. Is a class name that represent the current page, current file from beginning to last. Okay. Because of that, we have written document dot means inside the current page, not out of the current page. Inside the current page, find out a element, find out a tag. Which tag? Those tag whose name is container. Those tag whose ID is container. Okay. Find out the tag. Those tag that ID is called a container. If tag exists, if the container tag exists, then the container ID exists, then in that using inner HTML pass some value and using inner text pass some value. This inner HTML and inner text, it is applicable for output element. Inner HTML and inner text, it is applicable for output element. Now what is the output element? Output element is your paragraph, division, H1, H2, section tag. These all are called as a output element. So for this kind of element, we use the inner text or inner HTML. Copy the same, paste in the next file, data binding 3. Data binding 3.html. Data binding 3.html. Here we will have now one text box. Enter name. Input type equal to text. ID equal to something ABC. Keep inside some value also, so that it will be clear. Yes, you are calling the value apple. Keep one button, call get value. Okay. Task. Now task get value you have written. Now after that, keep function one, delete the function two, delete this variable also, not required. And come here, comment this line first. Create a variable data equal to or uncomment, not comment or uncomment. Create a variable data equal to document dot get element by id, which id? ABC. ABC is pointing to a element that is called input element, and for that there is a property here called value. So if you keep dot value, you can get the content of the value property, and keep a alert here called data. So what is happening here? It is going to take the value of text box and store under the data, and from data you are putting as a alert. So which value we will enter under the text box, that value will come as a alert. Whichever the value will enter, that value will come as a alert. Now let me show you how it is going to work. It is going to work like this. When I click here get value, apple will come alert. Apple will get placed below. Apple, mango, orange. Click get value. That value will get placed below. It come from the text box, display down. Here is the code. Dot value for what purpose? To pick value from text box. Here inner HTML to assign value to div. Using dot value, we are taking the value. Using inner text, we are assigning the value. Hope it should work. Let's check once. Hope ready? Working or not? It's like here. When I come to the browser, again with the demo. When you click here, Apple will come. Enter demo. So using dot value, you are taking the text, and using inner text, you are sending the text. Value come from the HTML only. Okay, value come from the HTML itself, but JavaScript is playing the role here. JavaScript is helping you to take the value from the text box, and again JavaScript is helping here you to send the value to text box. Okay, JavaScript is helping here to take the value from the text box, and JavaScript is only helping to send the value to text box. To the take the text box and give to division. Now let me share you this code. So this point is the important point where our understanding should be much clear. Our understanding should be much clear. How to take the value from the text box, how to take the value from the HTML and give the value to again HTML after processing by JavaScript. Okay, if that part is ready, then you are ready to go. Okay, so hope it's worked. Then again, we'll see you tomorrow. The next level of functionality, that is called multiple type of data binding, image binding, data binding, property binding. Okay, many example will create and will implement all. Okay, so this file anyone need? Hope it should work, right? It's not difficult code, simple code only. Okay, then we'll see you again tomorrow.